Hey y'all, welcome back to the Social Media CX podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Sellis, and today we're tackling a topic that might make some marketers sweat: losing followers. Welcome to the Social Media CX podcast, where social media meets customer experience and where all fires, no rainbows is the current reality for most brands. I'm Brooke Sellis, CEO of B Squared Media, and I am on a mission to change that. Social media can be the MVP of your CX strategy, and I'm here to show you how. Each week, we'll tackle the challenges of social care head-on with candid interviews, real-world case studies, and actionable advice to turn your social channels into loyalty-building, revenue-driving dopamine machines. Whether you're managing customer complaints, trying to engage meaningfully, or just tired of missing DMs, this podcast is your guide to putting out the fires and building the rainbows. In my recent interview with Josh from Organic Valley, we touched on something important. Having a smaller, more engaged audience is actually better than having a massive, uninterested one. And guess what? Science backs this up. My thesis on the social penetration theory, terrible name, brilliant concept, showed that as relationships deepen, some will naturally dissolve, and that's a good thing. Let's talk about why losing followers can actually improve your social media marketing and social care results. My mantra for 2025 is small is the new big, and I'm living it in every way possible, both professionally and yes, on social media, but also personally. Personally, I'm moving into a much smaller house, which means I'm shedding the things so I can focus on experiences. And let me tell you, it has been freeing. I don't need a massive space filled with stuff that I barely use. What I do need is a home that fits my lifestyle and allows me to focus on what truly matters, which is family and travel. And yeah, spending some time on the water. The same should apply to your social media. You don't need all the followers. You need the right ones. The ones who engage, the ones who share, and the ones who genuinely care about your brand. Josh explained this on his episode when he said that their audience is not just people who buy milk. They have several segments within the people who buy milk segment, including those who value nutrition, those who like to buy organic products, and those, like me, who like to buy products based on animal welfare and treatment. And trust me, being from Texas, I've been around plenty of cows. You can tell when cows are happy. And it really does make a difference when those happy cows are producing your milk or your meat. And don't even get me started on cow tipping. That's a whole episode, maybe even a whole podcast altogether. Here's another example for you. One of our clients was initially worried when their engagement rate started dropping after we refined their content strategy. But soon after, their engagement rate shot up by 42%. 42%! By speaking directly to their most passionate audience, they created more meaningful interactions, and the conversion rate followed suit. As Josh said in his episode, finding those super passionate niche audiences and making an emotional connection with them is paramount to customer experience, whether you're doing it in real life, IRL, or on digital channels. Are you struggling to create content that actually connects with your audience on social media? You're not alone. But here's the good news. I've got a free course that will change the way you approach content on your social channels forever. It's called Creating Conversational Content That Connects, and it's packed with proven strategies to turn boring posts into real conversations that drive engagement and build relationships. I even showcase tons of B2C and B2B examples to help spark ideas and have you well on your way to creating content on social that resonates with your potential customers. Yes, this is how you stop the scroll. And did I mention it's completely free? Grab your spot now at our bit.ly link. That's bit.ly/B2 content course. 2 as in the number, B as in B squared, and say goodbye to content that disappears into the void. Let's talk about a framework you can use to embrace a more intentional, engaged community. First, I want you to embrace the goodbye. Stop worrying about appealing to everyone. Focus on the audience that aligns with your brand, its values, and its voice. Figure out inside of the big bubble of who your audience could be, who it actually should be. Number 2, I want you to think conversation, not campaign. Our mantra works because this means that you're prioritizing deep, meaningful interactions over vanity metrics. Reply to comments, ask questions, build relationships. It's not that hard, I promise. And finally, if you actually want to convert, you can only do this with a more engaged audience because your calls to action become more effective because people who remain actually want to hear from you. You've probably heard me say this a million times, but I'm going to say it a million more, so strap in. I need you to stop building a follower base and start building a customer base with your social media channels. A great social media strategy is about quality, not quantity. Losing followers isn't a failure. It's refinement. It's niching down. It's getting closer to those people who want to buy from you. It makes it easier to make an emotional connection with those people. So take a look at your audience this week and ask yourselves, are these the right people for my brand? And if not, don't be afraid to let them go. I'd love to hear your thoughts or your questions so I can address them on a future Care Chat episode. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe for more quick tactical insights. Until next time, keep the conversation going. Thanks for tuning in to the Social Media CX podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to up their social care game.